What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You're a returning subscriber. As always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, I'm going to show you some news that flew under the radar. A lot of people didn't even know this was happening. And it's dealing with the Sandra Massey case. You remember Sandra Massey? She was shot last year, I think early last year, in her home in the face by this guy right here, Deputy Sean Grayson, out there in Illinois. And, you know, she was having some type of mental distress, came over the house. She say, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus." Supposedly he had a pot of water. Some people are debating on whether she threw the water on him or tried to throw the water on her. Either way, the woman's dead. A lot of people talking about it. And this guy right here was brought up on charges, Sean Grayson. I thought he was out because last time I covered the story, they were protesting to keep him locked up. Come to find out, he's still locked up. And reason why this is making news now, ladies and gentlemen, is the Illinois Supreme Court yesterday heard his case of him being able to be released for his pretrial preparation. And they still haven't made a judgment call yet, but I'm gonna show you what they have out so far. And I want you to pay attention to what the prosecution is saying, a valid reason why he should still be locked up. And in my opinion, I think he should still be locked up too. You committed a crime, you half-assed it as a cop, and you go where criminals go. They don't do this to everybody else. Why would they do it for you? Listen to the story, leave me a comment, and tell me if you agree or disagree. Should Sean Grayson be released?
Deputy who shot and killed Sonia Massey in her Springfield home last year wants to be released from jail before his trial in the fall. The Illinois Supreme Court heard the case today.
It comes as state lawmakers are set to pass a new law in her honor aimed at reforming law enforcement hiring practices across the state. Charlie DeMar is here with where this case stands. Charlie.
And Joe Nerker, we had an opportunity to speak with Sonia Massey's father earlier tonight. And long before that, now former sheriff's deputy was hired in Sangamon County. He had a questionable disciplinary history and bounced around multiple agencies. This new law would require a more comprehensive look at any officer's past before they can be offered a new badge.
This is someone who acts impulsively.
The Illinois Supreme Court heard arguments both for and against releasing former Sangamon County Sheriff's Deputy Sean Grayson. He's been in jail since last summer after he shot and killed Sonia Massey in her Springfield home.
This guy should have never been given a badge and a gun anyway.
Massey's father, James Wilburn.
It would be fine with me for him to breathe free air when my daughter gets up and walks out of that cemetery.
How would it hurt you? You called us.
Responding to a call about a prowler near her home, Grayson shot and killed Massey as she stood near a pot of boiling water in her kitchen. Before Grayson was hired in Sangamon County, questions about his conduct were well documented by other police agencies he worked for, but somehow never shared with the Sangamon County Sheriff's Office during the hiring process.
We're at the end of 2nd Street. She's taking a right.
Like this chase at his 5th police job where he refused an order to terminate a high-speed chase, only coming to an end when he hit a deer.
It's just sad that we had to have had a tragedy like this with the Sonia Massey murder to realize that we're doing things wrong.
State Rep Cam Buckner introduced legislation that would require police agencies to conduct more thorough background checks before making a hire.
This is an opportunity to have some checks and some balances and some processes to make sure that we don't find ourselves in the same position and situation that we did when Sean Grayson was hired.
Illinois can be the leader in the whole United States in this common sense legislation. I think that my daughter's life, it won't be in vain.
And if the bill passes and is signed by the governor, everything from police disciplinary records, use of force history, psychological exams, and any previous violations of misconduct while working in law enforcement jobs, that would all have to be shared with a prospective employer. Joe Nerka.
Well, that's powerful perspective from her father.
And you can still see how fresh it is
Yeah.
for him going through this. Thank you, Charlie.
Thanks, Charlie.
Thank you, Darren. Now to some continuing coverage. The legal battle over whether or not Sean Grayson will be released from jail continues today. Grayson was denied pretrial release after being charged with first-degree murder in the death of Sonya Massey, and he's been in custody since. After the ruling was appealed, the Illinois Appellate Court ordered the county to set release conditions for Grayson to be let out of jail before his trial. But Grayson has remained behind bars after Sangamon County took the matter to the Illinois Supreme Court, who ordered him not to be released until the matter was settled. And attorneys representing former Sangamon County Deputy Sean Grayson argued before the Illinois Supreme Court for Grayson to be granted pretrial release. Fox Illinois' Monique Davis was inside the courtroom and joins us to share the arguments the defense and the state made. Monique.
That's right. As soon as the doors closed to the chambers for the hearing to begin, the room immediately went silent as 7 Supreme Court justices took their seats. The justices were expecting to hear strong arguments from both the defense and the state on whether Sean Grayson should be released. Former Deputy Sean Grayson was not present in the courtroom as his attorneys argued on behalf from the right side of the courtroom. Right off the bat, state's attorneys began arguments on the left side of the courtroom, stating Sean Grayson is a threat to the public.
And if they cannot comply with basic expectations of society, which is not to escalate situations to this degree, then we cannot expect them to comply with conditions of release.
Assistant Attorney General Michael Sabula argued Sonya Massey was compliant with the Sangamon County deputies the entire time they were in her home. Sabula repeated Sonya Massey's words, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus," and stated those words were not a threat and didn't warrant Grayson's reaction to fatally shoot her.
As the expert court pointed out, that's completely unjustified. He escalated the situation. And as the circuit court correctly noted, that shows a dangerous impulsiveness, complete lack of judgment. We can't rely on conditions of release to mitigate that.
Sabula says Grayson did not render aid to Massey after she was shot, disregarding her well-being. He says it shows Grayson doesn't have regards for humanity and will not comply with instructions given to him. Grayson's lawyers argued the state did not prove he would be a flight risk or danger to the community. Emphasizing Grayson has no prior violent history, Assistant Appellate Defender Deborah Pugh says Grayson has been compliant this entire process and knows the severity of this case.
Within 30 minutes of the indictment being issued, he turned himself in. These are not the actions of somebody who will not comply with conditions. Mr. Grayson wants his day in court, and he does not want to jeopardize his credibility.
The justices questioned if Grayson not turning on his body camera when he was supposed to could be used as evidence that he wouldn't follow conditions of pretrial release. In response, Grayson's attorney said he eventually did turn on his camera and knew he was being recorded by the other deputy. The entire hearing lasted nearly 40 minutes as the Supreme Court justices spent a significant time grilling Grayson's lawyer. Reporting in studio, I'm Monique Davis. Back to you.
Thank you, Monique. Grayson's attorney also argued there was no clear evidence he went through proper de-escalation training. There is no clear date of when the Illinois Supreme Court will make a decision. And Grayson's trial date has been set for October 20th in Peoria County. The trial was moved following a successful appeal by the defense team, saying Grayson would not get a fair trial in Sangamon County due to extensive media coverage. Grayson is facing first-degree murder charges, and Sonya's family has said they will do what it takes to make sure they are in that courtroom every day. And fatal phone call. The legal battle over whether or not Sean Grayson will be released from jail continues today. Grayson was denied pretrial release after being charged with first-degree murder and the death of Sonya Massey, and he's been in custody since. Her family has shown up to each court appearance that they could, saying that they will continue the fight for justice for Sonya, and the community has continued to support the Massey family in the wake of the tragedy. Former Sangamon County Deputy Sean Grayson's lawyers stood before the Supreme Court Wednesday morning to present arguments on why he should be granted pretrial release. Sonya Massey's family and Fox Illinois' Monique Davis were present for the hearing. Monique joins us now with their reactions. Monique.
That's right. Sonya Massey's family, including both her parents, were present at the hearing. Members of the family embraced Sonya's mom while her father supported himself with his cane as tears welled in his eyes.
I don't think there are any terms or any conditions that this guy is going to comply with.
A battle to keep former Sangamon County Deputy Sean Grayson behind bars continues as Sonya Massey's family opposes his request for pretrial release. Sonya's cousin Sante Massey says if the roles were reversed, Sonya would have been issued punishment a long time ago.
If Sonya shot a police officer in the face, she would be buried under the jail. But since we're talking about a police officer, now that's a different story.
Arguing for his release, Grayson's attorneys emphasized his ongoing medical issue of stage 3 colon cancer. Community activist Mark Mason says this argument isn't relevant.
He knew before he pulled that trigger that he wore a colostomy bag. Did that deter him? No, it didn't deter him.
Sonya Massey's father, James Wilburn, says their family has been standing strong on their stance that Grayson should remain in jail.
They can take him to his oncology appointments or whatever. That's what they have infirmaries for in jail.
Wilburn says if Grayson's medical condition gets him out of jail, then other Illinois inmates facing the same issue should be let out as well. Sonya Massey's mother, Donna Massey, usually lets her family do the talking. But after Wednesday's hearing, she claims the defense were making false claims about her daughter. She hopes the jury for Grayson's trial will get a refresher on the body camera footage.
Before the jury does this case, I want to know if they will have a fresh look at the video. That way we won't have all this added on.
Sonya's family tells me no one is above the law, especially those who are given the public's trust to protect and serve. They said allowing Grayson to walk free sends the wrong message to their family and other families who expect justice. Reporting in studio, I'm Monique Davis. Back to you.
Thank you, Monique. There is no clear date of when the Illinois Supreme Court will make a decision. And Sean Grayson's trial is set for October 20th in Peoria County. He is facing multiple charges, including first-degree murder. The trial was moved following an appeal from Grayson's defense team saying he would not be able to get a fair trial in Sangamon County because of the extensive media coverage surrounding the case.
Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and be sure to watch more videos from Fox Illinois.